You need to know what is your win rate so you can understand what risk to reward ratio is beneficial for your win rate. Even if you're getting 30%, guys, you win 3 out of 10 trades, you can still walk away with profit. Welcome back to another YouTube video of FlareFX, where we make trading very simple. Now in this video, we will be learning about risk to reward ratio, right, and how they can improve your profitability in trading and consistency, right? So stay in tune, make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. If you enjoy this type of content, I will be more consistent, so watch till the end. All right. So starting off, plain, clean cut, simple, right? So now in trading, the risk to reward ratio is a measure that compares potential loss to a trade and potential gain. It is used to assess expected profitability of a trade, right? So a risk to reward ratio just basically measures the potential loss and the potential gain of a trade, right? This is just a tool we use in trading so we can understand whether a trade is worth our time and worth our money, right? Hence why we have tools like your risk to reward ratios and the different types of risk to reward ratios, right? But nonetheless, moving over, right, risk is the amount you could lose if the trade goes against you, right? And reward is the money you could gain if the trade goes in your favor, right? And a lot of guys always make sure that they look at the reward more than the risk, right? You need to understand, how much am I willing to lose from this trade, and are you comfortable with it, right? I hear a lot of people saying risk 1% per trade. Yes, it does work in most cases, right? But if you're a trader that's comfortable with losing 2% a trade, right, go for it. That's the risk and the amount that you are cool with losing, right, if the trade goes against you. And then the reward is basically how much you could gain if the trade goes into your favor, right? I will explain later on to the video, so watch to the end how different risk to reward ratios make such a huge difference, especially in your trading, guys. So now, moving over to a simple example, right? If you risk $100 to potentially gain $300, your risk to reward ratio is 1:3. So to say, if you risk $100 to gain $400, your risk to reward ratio is 1:4, right? That's how it basically works. The amount of money you are comfortable losing is $100, and then if the trade does go in your favor, you have a potential of $300 to gain, right? Or 3 in terms of reward, right? So you have to keep that in mind. A lot of traders understand how much reward they can receive in terms of trading, but they don't understand the amount of risk that comes with this game that we play, guys. So understanding that in any industry that you're in, there is a risk to reward ratio, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a trade, whether it's a job, whether it's different types of things. Every decision you make has a risk to reward ratio, and you as a person need to be comfortable with the risk that's in the table for the basic reward that you're gonna get after the risk has been taken, right? Now stay in tune so I can go over how different risk to reward affects your consistency and profitability later on. All right, so now in front of us we have basically a chart of a win rate in terms of percentage, right? Now you as a trader need to understand, what is your win rate, right? Your win rate does play a huge role in this game of forex, right? So you need to understand how much trades out of 10 trades, how much profitability you're in, right? I'll repeat it again. Your win rate makes so much of a difference in this trading environment that we're in, guys, right? You need to know what is your win rate so you can understand what risk to reward ratio is beneficial for you, right? A lot of you guys are going for your 1:7 and your 1:8. It doesn't make sense. A 1:3, as you can clearly see over here. If with a 30% win rate, you could be cleaning these charts and you could even reach consistency, right? With the right risk management, your reward would make sense, right? So we'll start off with the simple one, the 1:1, right? With the 20% win rate, you'll be losing half of the time, or even 20% of the time, as you can clearly see, right? With the 1:1 risk to reward ratio. For example, if you risk $100 to make $100, if you have a 20% win rate, you're not going to make any profits, right? And even if your strategy is 50% win rate, which is rare, you will break even straight. You need to have a profit potential of 60% win rate. Can you really see, when you play around with numbers, it kind of helps you understand where you stand as a trader, right? As a 1:2, right? You risk $100 to make $200. It's basically double of what you're risking. You're risking 1 to make 2 of what you have, right? 20% win rate is terrible. You'll be on a loss. 30% win rate is terrible as well. You're on a loss, right? But now, When you start going to the 40% territory and your 50% territory and your 60% territory, that's when your profit potential does look really nice, right? Any trader, I beg you to ask any trader to show you their win rate, right? There is no way your win rate is 90% strike rate, right? Even the best of strategies do not hold that much value, especially the current market conditions we're in, guys. It ranges from 20% to 60%. Very, very good traders even touch 70. So always make sure to understand that it's a percentage game thing and it's a risk to reward based thing, guys. So you need to understand where you stand as a trader, right? Now, a very safe one, as you can clearly see over here, is a nice 1:3 risk to reward ratio. This is a risk to reward ratio I use and most of my clients use as well. Have you seen with the funded account challenges as well, guys? When I show you my win percentage is like relatively around 57%. I'll put the link of the video over here. You guys can watch over my analytics of my strategy, right? I break it down to the course of depths, how my strategy and its win rate, right? But now check it out. 1:3, if it's a 20% what do you call this, a 20% win rate, you already at a loss, right? Now when you start touching your 30% and your 40% and your 50%, you're already eating. This is all profit land, right? It even goes better. Like, that's what I'm saying. A 1:3, a 1:5 is okay, guys. To reach consistency, a 1:5 risk to reward ratio is beautiful, right? That's 5% grown on your account if you're risking 1%. Can you imagine the substantial gains? Look at it from a numbers perspective or a capital's perspective. You're risking $100 on a $10,000 account. To make $500 is very impressive, right? Even scaling it even higher and higher. Let's say you do get a $100,000 account from FTMO or your trusted prop firm, right? And your win rate is around 40%. Let's make sure that it's so bad we can even take it to 20%, right? With the 1:4, even if you win 20% of your trades, you'll still break even. That's with the power of risk to reward ratio and your win rate, guys. So you need to make sure you ask yourself, where and how can I make sure to understand this, right? And a lot of you guys don't know your win rate, so here's a suggestion. Go to your FTMO. FTMO have demo accounts, and these provide analytics the way you trade. You take that demo account and you trade it. You trade it, maybe for a whole month, right? Then it will tell you over a large sample size of trades how much your win rate is, right? How much you lose on an average, how much you gain on an average, and then in a long term it's gonna tell you what your win rate, right? Then you know where you're supposed to be playing around. I know that anything between 1:3 and 1:5, 1:3 is the bare minimum, right? Bare minimum, and then 1:5 is like, I could cap it off over here, right? For me, I'm someone who's very aggressive in terms of my trades, depending on the setups that I have. So it does fluctuate here and there, guys. But your win rate and your risk to reward ratio does make a lot of sense. I see a lot of traders trying to get that 90% win rate, that 80% win rate to get that strategy. It doesn't work that way, guys. With the simple mathematics, as you can clearly see over here, and a good risk to reward ratio with a good win rate, even if you're getting 30%, guys, you win 3 out of 10 trades, you can still walk away with profit if you're using anything at a minimum of 1:3 risk to reward ratio, right? And so on and so on and so on, guys. So make sure to understand what your win rate is for the future trades, right? It's Mr. Flair, yet another video. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. It does go a long way. Comment down below what type of video you want to see again. The engagement helps a lot for the YouTube algorithm, as much as it is, I've noticed. So comment, like, share, anything helps a lot, guys, to show that you guys are loving the content I'm posting every day in and day out. But nonetheless, thank you for your time. See you next time.